Just making a quick video to show you how to use the reviews function inside High Level. The first thing you need to do is decide where you want your customers to leave the review. So you have a few options. Google is what most people use, but you can also use Facebook or Yelp if that makes more sense for your customer. So the first thing we need to do is generate a review link so that we can drop them on that page. So if you Google create review link, it should automatically drop you on this page. I'll add this to the description or the help talks as well. So on this page, you can see that they have a URL here. So just copy that out. The next thing you do is actually search for the business that you want to add the review link for. So let's say it's Oakmont Family Dental. To find that, you can see there is a place ID here. Just copy that into the URL and you can test the URL to make sure that it works. So you can see it actually lands me on the review page, but since I'm not signed in, it asks me to sign in to leave a review, so that is good. So you come back to High Level, drop into settings, and the email and the SMS sections over here are both for reviews. So let's set up the SMS first. So we go in there, drop in the review link. The next thing we need to do is put in a message that actually goes out with the review request. The merge fields are available in this box. They just aren't suggested yet. Contact first name. Was your if you want, you can, there is a merge tag called review link as well, which will add the review link automatically into the message. If you forget to add that in, it just automatically adds the review link to the end of the message. Review, you can add an image if you want. Let's just pick one. An image turned on, SMS is active, hit save so that you keep all your changes. So then you move over to email, you add the link in there as well. So by default, if you don't set any of these values, it takes all the preset default values. So we'll just leave the email as is for now. It should be good there. The other thing that you need to look at is the customized communication section. So when you send out the review requests or when you queue them up, you're most likely going to do it when the customer walks into the office, or maybe you want the request to go out maybe an hour after they leave the business. You don't want it to go out immediately. So what you can ask it to do is send it out with a delay, like an hour later, 2 hours later. Let's leave it at immediately for now, since we need to test this. So there's two ways to send out the review requests. You can either hit the check-in client here and pick an existing customer. It actually pulls down a list of all your existing customers. Or you can send it using the integration. So when you pull it down over here, you can also see that it pulled down the same contact with the name and the phone and the name and the email. So if you pick the email, it'll actually send the email version of the review request. If you pick the phone, it'll send the SMS. You can also create a new contact in here. As you can just put a person's name and phone number in, it'll create a new contact and send out the review request. The other way you can do it is from integrations. So right now, QuickBooks, Clio, and Dr. Chrono work with review requests. In Dr. Chrono, if an appointment is marked as complete, so then the review request gets sent out. With Clio, there is a custom field inside the matter, which you, when you're closing a matter in Clio, you enable that custom field and it'll send out a review request. With QuickBooks, every time you send out an invoice, it sends out a review request. So for now, to test, let's just send it out manually. Oh yeah, there I am. So that's done. The first thing you will see once you send out the review request is when you drop into the review request section, you can see that it's sent out, like who's the person who sent the review request out, who was it sent out to. It was sent out by phone, and you can see the status is sent. So which means that message was, the SMS was sent out. So let me actually switch in and open that message. So when that message is actually opened, it'll land them right on that review page like we saw, except when they're logged in, it'll give them an option to leave the review. And once the review request is opened, you can see that the status over here says opened. So that means they've already opened the review request. And once they leave a review, all the new reviews will come into the review section over here. You can see all of your existing reviews. You can respond to those reviews, all of them from within the app. So right now, review requests are only get triggered either based on the integration or when the client manually checks them in. So we don't have them as part of triggers yet, but if you'd like to see that, if you'd like to trigger the review request based on other actions within the system, you can always add it to the ideas section and we'll get that added in. If you have any questions, ping us in the chat. Thanks.